How are you, wherever you're watching us from? Welcome to Churchill Show, My Journey, My Story edition. We're so excited to be here at Parking by Radisson here in Westlands. We're so glad you could join us today. And thank you so much for your comments and feedbacks. That's what keeps us moving. Asante sana. Kwa watazamaji wetu walio Mandera, Machakos, Makueni, karibuni sana. Even Tanzania, Uganda, na wherever you're watching us from, welcome to Churchill Show, My Journey, My Story. Sasa, we have an amazing story by one gallant woman. Went all the way to become a woman representative here in Nairobi, and of course, right now, ni waziri. This is the amazing story of Manzi wa Nairobi, aka Waziri Rachel Chebesh. Come along with me. Sana.
Asante. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome. Umenifurahisha sana.
Kwa nini?
Umesema hakuna kitu kama ground inasema.
No. Hakuna.
What is there normally?
See, a decision you make. Mtu ana make decision. So ukimake decision uende kusimama, ndio unaenda kwa ground.
Hakuna kitu cha ground imesema.
Ground imesema saa zingine sio true.
Sio true. All right, great.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you.
What a privilege to host this amazing lady, former women representative, and of course, yes, youth and gender. Karibu sana Rachel.
Thank you very much.
Sasa tupiga tu story. Unajua Churchill Show hapa watu upiga tu story.
Kabisa.
Hebu tuambie kabla hata uingie story ya politics nini ilianzaje? Where did you grow up na shule?
I grew up in Jericho Estate, alafu Harambe, then eventually Lavington.
To Islando.
No, Islando, yes. We are 5 in the family.
Yeah.
Mimi ndio fourth born.
Yeah.
Nikasomea hizo mashule zote za Kilimani, Lavington Primary, State House Girls, alafu Kianda.
Yeah.
Na nikiwa kwa shule nilikuwa very active. Kianda school, unajua hapo ndio unajua kuongea na manners.
Nasikia mnafundisha hata kubeba
bag, hata kukula kwa meza. Ni shule poa sana.
How was it at Kianda, by the way?
Kianda was a very good school.
Yeah.
It grows you beyond yourself. But I must say also State House Girls is where I learned my drama and my talent.
Yes.
The year I was in State House Girls, I learned a lot as well.
Were you outspoken ukiwa State House?
Was I?
Outspoken. Active.
I was everything.
Everything.
Yes, in fact, I remember I did a poem that reached nationals at drama festivals.
Wait, Gani? Do you even remember?
Actually, I do remember, but I will remember it. Actually, it is a song.
It's a song. I'm here.
It was about Kenya and patriotism, and life is full of challenges.
Yes.
Broken hearts.
Yes.
Broken spirits.
Yes.
But those were the words. Really.
Yes, those are the words.
Yeah,
and we nationals.
And it went into nationals. I was very proud of that.
Yeah.
Then I did a lot of drama here. But when I went to Kianda, Kianda is also most talent, 100%.
100%.
Yeah, and I was in all the choirs that used to do. You remember Kianda used to do Christmas carols?
Yes.
Every Christmas, people used to wait for the Kianda Christmas carols.
Yes.
Did that as well.
Yeah.
So I've always been a bit outgoing, prefect, drama. I've been a bit outgoing for a long time.
Yeah. So and your brothers and sisters?
My brother, I'm the fourth born.
Yes.
I have one brother only who is our second born.
Yes.
And 3 sisters.
Yes.
And again, as a family, very tight.
Yeah.
Stand for each other, love each other.
Yeah.
My father was a politician.
Yes.
He only passed away like 3 years ago. And he was a councillor for Jericho Lumumba for the longest.
Yes.
Then he was mayor.
Mr.
Samuel Mbogwa. And then he was a mayor for one term.
Yeah.
So
mayor wa Nairobi. Msichana wa mayor.
Msichana wa mayor. And molded me kisiasa in a way. Although our siasa ended up being different. But he molded me, made me have interest in what is it that he does with these people. Because we always had visitors, he was always busy. So at the time when I had, had a break in school, when I finished school, I decided to take time to see what he does. And I thought, I can do this, but not necessarily to be in a position of power, but just to help the people the way I was seeing him doing it. And so that is where I started getting also my interest in building women, actually.
Tell me about your mom.
My mom, alikuwa mama wa biashara. Tukiwa wadogo, my mom alikuwa anauza nyanya, cabbage, nini. Hata huwa ananiambia because I was the last born. Nilikuwa nalalia hizo cabbage covers akiuza. At that time alikuwa anauza Jamhuri, pale Jamhuri Estate. So amefanya biashara all her life. Alafu later on alisomea theology. So she's a reverend kwa kanisa ya ACK.
That's nice.
Lakini ndio alifanya biashara yote ambayo tunasimamia saa hii. Yote hata ndio my father atoke kwa politics, arudi kwa biashara. Yeye ndio alikuwa amesimamisha hiyo biashara ya mashule.
That's awesome. Na bado unaendaga Jerry?
Mara mingi maso my relatives wako Jericho. So lazima niende.
So ukienda huko ukikutana kina Oti wanasemaje?
Wananisalimia tu, wale walinijua because tulitoka hapo mapema. Lakini wale wako huko ni my cousins, first cousins wengi bado wanakaa huko. So sisi by the way kwa familia yetu hatuna hiyo celebrity status, mambo hiyo kama hiyo. We don't allow it.
Ukienda wewe ni Rachel.
Mimi ni Wambui.
Nakuwa story. Wewe ni Wambui.
Nikienda mimi ni Wambui. Hata wengi wanijui hata wanasikianga tu isi na Chebesh, but wengi wananijua Wambui. Yes.
That's awesome.
Then
London.
So London ni fashion design. Na nilianza interest ya fashion design nilipomaliza shule. After fourth form. I became a mother. So when I became a mother,
after form 4?
After form 4.
Immediately?
Yeah, immediately. So nilipokuwa mother, shock ni ya nini? So lazima uwe na shock kubwa hivi. So shule zetu ziko Kaa West. So sasa nimekuwa mother, so I'm going back to the family business because I have to look after my son. Ndio nikaanza kupata interest ya kushona nguo. So nilikuwa naenda hapo kwa market. Nakaa na wamama wale wanakata manguo nini. I'm watching them. Especially mama alikuwa anaitwa Mama Sapensia. Ndio alinifundisha kukata vile fundi wanakata nguo, wanashona. Ndio my dad akaniuliza hii kitu ni nini? Kwani you have a really interest? Nikasema yes. Hiyo ndio kitu nataka kufanya. Kama uko sure? Akasema I'm very sure. Ndio akasema basi kama unataka hivi enda usomee. Akanipeleka London Institute of Fashion. So nikirudi na I was a fashion designer. Na hiyo biashara nimeifanya mpaka nikawaacha ndio niingie kwa siasa.
That's nice. Able take me back to nini after form 4.
After form 4 nilipata ball. Hivyo ndio nataka kusikia. My first born son with my husband. Nikapata mtoto. Si lazima ulee mtoto.
That's around 19 years.
My son is 32.
No, you at that
I was
time,
19. I was 19. Yes, I was 19 years. Like immediately, 19 years, and so I decided to take care of my child. Sikuwa na wasiwasi mimi.
Mama alisemaje na dad?
Si unajua my dad is normally excited, my mom is strict, disappointed. Lakini my dad has always been excited.
So when you told them you were pregnant and you are 19 years?
Niliwaambia, my mom noticed. So unaenda kumwambia unamwambia nini? Mama mtu alinotice nini, akaniita, kaniambia uko na ball. Yes. The good thing is that nilikuwa nimemaliza shule. But sasa unajua nimekatisia kwenda college. So hapo katikati. But wali accept haraka sana.
And you're happy.
See, I alikuwa job, he was just newly employed because he has finished university, he had his new jobs. Lakini we were together throughout. We've been together throughout since that time.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So nilichunga mtoto. Hapana. Akuhepa. Ni mtu akona is well brought up.
That's great. Now your son is big.
32.
You thank God you got him at that point.
Well, I do because I can never regret having him. But he stopped my education for a while, which also I did not mind. And I've told you nikaingia hiyo mambo ya kushona manguo nini, nikaanza kama biashara ndogo. Hata mimi nikafungua sasa stall hapo Kaa West. Nikaanza, lakini sasa si nilikwambia my dad aliniambia niende kusomea London. So si nilisoma nikarudi. Sasa nikafungua a real fashion design shop hapa Kimathi Street, Kenwood House.
That's great. Na my sister wa your firstborn?
My firstborn has always run our schools. She's called Betty. Betty has always run our schools. Marion schools.
Marion is your schools?
Marion schools, yes. Oh, she's very how can I say, very intelligent.
Yes, that's your
very
daughter.
dedicated. Betty, my sister.
Your sister.
My firstborn. Very dedicated. My brother is in business as well. He's part of the schools.
Yeah.
My sister who is just ahead of me, called Marion, is a interior designer.
Wow.
Then myself, then our last born, who manages our businesses.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now watoi?
Watoi wangu?
Yeah.
Okay, the second one is, I have another son who is, I'm his guardian.
Yeah.
He's also 32, he's called TJ. And then my last born is 22. He's a professional football player. Plus another things he does on computers called beats. These children of these days, you can't really know what they do. You just pretend to know, but at least on his football, very passionate about his football. Yeah. And took himself through football. Yeah. I took him abroad to some academies in Spain and the other one in California. Yeah. But aliporudi, akadecide that anataka kuingia league. So akafanya trials. Eventually akachukuliwa Kakamega Homeboys. Ah, that's great. That's your son? My last born. Oh, that's so my last born. Yeah, my last born. Yeah. Mama wa mchezaji mpira kandanda. We need to go for the next game. I'm very proud of them. My first born son, Pia, is very intelligent, I can tell you. Must come from the father's side. He's very, very intelligent. Nimeruka. And he does business. And one of those first people to do Bitcoin. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. Sasa, I need to know how you found yourself in politics. Na mambo yote ya urefu. Na hizo vitu zingine zote when we come back. All right. The amazing story of Mheshimiwa Rachel Chebesh right here on Churchill Show. Don't go away. We'll be right back after the break. When do you go? We'll be right back after the break. We'll be right back after the break. Yeah. At least you nikizungia kiada. Kiada ilisaidia sana. Okay, we'll be right back. Yeah.
Credo Faster. Kununua Credo sasa imekuwa rahisi na Credo Faster. Kumbuka ni *264 hash.
Get 2% airtime bonus on airtime bot.
Credo Faster.
Welcome back to Churchill Show. My journey, my story, my goodness, what a guest we have today. Mheshimiwa Rachel Chebesh. Now, there's something interesting. Ulikuwa unaniambia on our way up here. Yeah. Your husband. Yeah.
My husband is special. Very special. Yeah. Yeah. He's a humble guy. Yes. Extremely humble.
Western.
Yes. Luya from Quisero. That's our home. From Kakamega, Quisero. Yes. Beautiful man, beautiful soul. Yeah.
Unasema atakagi pressure?
Ataki pressure. Ukimletea pressure, by the way, hata wewe utapata pressure. Ataki pressure, ataki celebrity, ataki kujulikana nini.
Anapanda mpaka
matatu basi. Sasa zingine anda Quisero unapata alifika na basi. Unamuuliza surely unaingia kwa basi, anasema why not? Watu wengine wanaingia kwa basi. So lakini he gives us grounding. That's nice. Because he's humble, but he's also a very good thinker. That's nice. And an analyst. Yeah.
So ulipopelekea mama kumwambia ndio huyu.
Unajua what is funny about sisi Wasapere kidogo. Ajui difference ya Mluya, Mjaluo ama Mukisi. So nilipoenda hata wakujua difference. For a long time walikuwa nafikiria ni Mjaluo, washikanishi. So anyway, eventually wakashikani Mluya, lakini the fact that I was marrying outside my tribe haikusumbua wazazi wangu hata kidogo.
Jumi pia nyinyi watu wa Nairobi.
Kwa sababu sisi watu wa Nairobi, so hii kabisa haikusumbua.
Na umejifunza Kiluya?
Hata yeye mwenyewe aongei. Watoto wangu. By the way, my children are Kikuyu, hawajui Kiluya.
Yes.
So both languages.
That's they are citizens.
They are Kenyans.
Bado hawajao wao.
Niko na wajukuu. Niko na wajukuu.
Congratulations. They married from the different tribes.
Different.
That's awesome. Yes. Then ukajipata aje kwa siasa?
Siasa nilijipata vile nilikwambia, nilianza na kuinteract na wamama. Yes. Kuangalia vile wamama wanafanya nini, kuwasaidia, kusikiza mambo ya machama. Yes. Actually nikianza siasa yangu, was the first time kutembea kwa slum. Yes. Kiambio. Nikiwa hiyo age. About 1920. So nilipo decide nataka kuingia kwa siasa, decide nifanye professionally. Yes. Because that's how I've been brought up. Yes. Sikusema ati nimeitwa na ground, hakuna kitu kama hiyo. Nilikwambia kuna kitu kama hiyo.
Hakuna kitu kama umeitwa na ground.
Nili decide I want to do this. So nikatafuta mentors, watu ambao wanaweza niambia juu ya siasa, because I'm watching my father, lakini I wanted mentors who are women. So I decided I'm going to do this seriously. During that time, nikapitia program ingine inaitwa Landmark Forum. Kwa hiyo Landmark Forum, tukaambiwa find out what you want to do, what is your calling. Nika decide leadership is my calling. Nikatafuta mentors, nikatafuta Martha Karua, nikatafuta Aida Odinga, nikatafuta Charity Ngilu, knocking on their doors until eventually wakafungua mlango. That was also the time tulikuwa tunafanya ile referendum ya kwanza, ile Bomas, ilikuwa inaitwa Bomas nini, mali walika Bomas, we stayed in Bomas for so long. Alafu tukakosana nini, nikapeleka huko na League of Kenya Women Voters. So nikasikia sasa real need ya kuingia siasa. That time pia nikaingia siasa ya maendeleo ya wanawake. In case you don't know, kama umepitia siasa ya maendeleo ya wanawake ambao ni wazo kushinda hizi election, basi umeiva. All the women unaona wako strong kwa siasa, walipitia maendeleo ya wanawake.
How tough was it?
Very. Kuchaguliwa Nairobi hata kama ni kiti ya ward, maendeleo ya wanawake, umeiva.
It was a movement.
It is a movement up to society. Actually, maendeleo ya wanawake is probably one of the largest women movement in Africa.
Up to today.
Up to today.
Ile ya Zipora,
hiyo yote. That is still very strong. Now chair anaitwa Rahab Ndambuki. Ukasikia
umeiva, umeingia.
Na umeona nimeingia deliberately. Na nimedecide nifanye professionally. So sasa nikatafuta chama. Mama anaitwa Mombi Ngaru. Tulikuwa na hiyo Bomas. Akaona nakuja, I write notes nini. One day akaniuliza wewe ni nini unataka? I said I've been brought here by League of Kenya Women Voters. I want to enter siasa. She said ingia chama yangu. Nikamwambia chama yako ni gani? Kaniambia LDP. LDP ni sawa. And that time LDP ilikuwa imeshikana Raila Amolo Odinga, Kalonzo. It was a big team. So niliingia hivyo siasa ya LDP. Nikaanzia chini pia again. Youth nini, nika climb, nikawa coordinator wa Nairobi, ABCD. Eventually, si nimeingia siasa vizuri. Si hapo ndio nilipata nomination. Because after LDP we went into ODM. Bado nikafanyia chama kazi. Very very strongly mpaka nikajulikana. Time ya kusimama nikadecide nitasimama Kasarani. Na Kasarani we were 3 strong women. I like saying that. The competition was between 3 strong women. It was myself, Elizabeth Ongoro, and a lady called Roslyn. So kwa hiyo election hivyo, na ile kazi tuliweka. So when Elizabeth Ongoro won, I was nominated. Hapo ndio niliingia nomination. Eventually sasa I became women rep election. Na sasa hii niko waziri.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hebu niambie as a woman, as a lady, ukiwa kwa siasa, how is it?
Not easy.
Ukipambana na wanaume.
Not easy. Na tumepigania hii space yetu from the times of Kinyafibiasio mpaka saa hii. Na bado tunangangana. Ukiangalia hata conversation ile inaendelea saa hii, either BBI or whatever. Bado kuna hiyo nafasi tunapigania za wamama hapo ndani.
You want more seats?
Of course, because bado hatujafika hiyo number that is, and because we come from a patriarchal society. And it's not only in Africa that this is happening. Space ya wanawake, it has been fought for all over the world. So sisi bado tuko kwa hiyo jani ya kusawaisha wanawake na wanaume katika leadership. Na ndio sababu unaona tunapigania hiyo 2/3 na tutawacha. Na tunapigania hata kama ni BBI wa mama wakuwe ndani. Whatever system comes and asking the political leaders, wewe ukisema unataka kiti, umeweka wa mama wapi? So me, I'm in my dream job because I'm in public service and gender. I always say my dream job ni hii. Sasa mimi siko kwa street nikidemonstrate. Sasa mimi ndio nakalia ofisi ile inafaa kuangalia mambo ya wamama, mambo ya jinsia, from wale wanaingia kwa leadership to economic empowerment yao, to training the young girls to reach where they are. I'm in my dream job.
So are you enjoying yourself?
Totally. Kabisa.
Now let me take you back.
How
is it when you're in politics and you're raising this amazing family? Inakuwagaje?
It is just like any other woman who goes to work at a bank and goes back to look after her children. I always say, msituweke juu sana ati kama rocket science ati Chebesh nini, and she's still a mother. Women multitask, and it doesn't matter what level you are at. Every woman anajua ku multitask. So me, I'm a politician. I'm also a mother. I'm also a wife. And all those you have to do. And I'm a daughter-in-law, mahali, I'm a sister-in-law. This is what everybody does. It's nothing super special about us in leadership.
Ukifika home when ni bibi.
Of course. Wewe ni mama.
Unapika.
Bibi kwanza hata ni show. Anything that you're supposed to do as a woman, you do. You do, and we do it.
Yes.
But people think at because nimeingia hapa na gari mbili, ati nikifika home pia kuna sijui nini, kuna mtu anatoa viatu, uongo. Hakuna kitu kama hiyo. Especially if you are married to a Luya man and your children are Luyas. Na wanakula vile wanataka. Kuna kitu kama hiyo.
Unasonga ugali
kabisa. Kwanza I'm a mini expert.
So what do you do for fun when you're having all this
let me tell you,
your free time?
My free time is spending with my kids, of course. Lakini you know these days watoto wamekuwa too busy. Unawatafuta uwapati. Ati nini time. Wanakupatia wana hiyo wengine wameenda. So I'm happy I have grandkids. And I have a grandchild who I take a lot of time with. He's now 8 years old. Then I have friends.
Huyo ndio unapenda kushinda naye.
Kabisa. Then I have friends. And it's so important by the way kuwa na clique. You have very strong friends. So around my friends, niko na friends wale tumegrow now. And na kuna friends wale, you know, in politics I also have, you're a politician but you're my close friend. Mimi, I enjoy time and relationships. Nimekuja kurealize hakuna kitu more important than spending time, growing your relationships with people. Ingine ni bonus. So that's what I do. I spend a lot of time. No, even tunaongea. Napenda sana kuongea.
Unapenda.
Sitaki kuita moshene, lakini inaweza kaa kama moshene.
Unapenda?
Napenda ma story na nini. I love dancing. My husband and I, we love dancing. So we like enjoy music. Tuna dance hata kwa nyumba. Tujui. See anywhere is whether it's fun. So basically, I also like taking time to grow. To grow as a person. Because I want to actualize myself, not as a politician, but as something more deep.
That's right.
So right now I'm trying to actualize myself, reading a lot when I have time, thinking, growing myself as a person.
Awesome. People only talk when one is in power, kwa kiti. What happens when one loses a seat?
Wow. For many people, and I don't say myself, but I see for many people, they get into disappointment and they lose focus, and they can become almost unable to move on because they're not in leadership. However, I have not experienced that because when I lost my seat as women rep, first of all, honestly, I didn't feel like I had lost. Because you know Nairobi, your votes are in the hundreds of thousands. So Pasaris had 800,000 votes. I had 700,000 votes. So even when we were counting my votes, I'm still seeing many votes. So when she lost, I was probably the first politician who considered defeat the very next day and congratulated Pasaris, who we are very good friends with, by the way. But immediately, if you remember, we went to a second election. And that is the time when, again, we were needed. And because I had that time, I was given the role by the president to run the brigade campaign. If you remember the one that we were saluting and wearing, and that took a lot of my time. And I focused on it. And therefore, we came in and we formed government. Are you understanding? I'm still in the space. I have not gotten lost. And then in the midst of that, here is a job. So I haven't felt that lost that people feel. But talking to people, knowing people, there is always like, what do I do next? And that's why it's very important. My father taught me this, that when you're in politics, build something else. Because politics can end at any time. And that's one of the reasons why I'm telling you, I'm also growing myself, thinking through things, so that in 2022, if I make a decision or not, I still have a life that I can continue with.
That's right. Na issue ya pressure, mental health, that difficult time you had, I think it's something that a lot of people like to hear and to learn from. Because ni vitu watuongeagi, and you managed to come out of it successfully. Sindio?
Yes, I did. But my mental health did not come from pressure. It's hereditary. It's genetic. And I found out about my mental health when I was around 21, 22. So it's a long journey.
So that's when you found you had...
yes, that I had bipolar disorder at 22 years, 21, 22 years. And it's my husband who noticed. So it's not just about pressure.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a longer term discussion.
Okay, I want to hear that.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of our viewers will be waiting to hear that. And the journey, because it's a journey.
It's a journey.
And no wonder this is a story. This is an amazing story of Mheshimiwa Rachel Chebesh, and we'll be back right after the break. Don't go away.
Credo faster, ununua credo sasa imekuwa rahisi na credo faster. Kumbuka ni *264 hash.
Get 2% airtime bonus on Airtime Boat.
Credo faster.
Is coffee ready? I brought my date. Yeah. It's all right. You can do it from
Just
here.
from here if you can.
It's all right. Yeah. Mercy. Mimi ningependa kujua kutengeneza hiyo
Mercy.
kitu. Shh. How hard is it?
With the machine.
Very easy. You can teach me in a day. Yeah. Only hours. That sounds like a long, long time.
Thank you.
How many sugars?
I can even put 4.
4.
I just put 2 because people are looking at me. Otherwise,
Otherwise,
even 4.
you don't miss not having a daughter. You just have boys, 3 boys.
3 boys. Plus my husband 4.
And you
Plus a
don't
grandson 5.
5.
Yeah.
And you don't miss.
Not really. I mean, you don't miss what you don't know.
Ungekuwa na a daughter. What kind of a mom do you think you love?
Too protective.
Too protective?
Too strict, too protective. I suspect. Like I am with my nieces.
Yeah. Utakagi hizo story.
Stakangi.
Well, welcome back. We are having a coffee date. Ebu, let's talk about this mental health thing, because wajua, a lot of people are doing what that is.
They don't know.
Yeah.
So how do I explain it? Mental illness is a disease like any other.
Yeah.
How you can have diabetes in your family, you can have hypertension. It's a disease.
Yeah.
And you get mental illness either hereditary or it develops because of something that was triggered in your life.
Yeah.
But most people with mental illness live with mental illness all their life. And what you do is manage it.
Yes.
You see the way people manage diabetes?
Yes.
It's the same way you manage mental illness.
Yeah.
So mental illness is an illness like any other.
Yeah.
If people first got that,
Yeah.
it would remove the stigma.
So you're bipolar.
Bipolar disorder.
Yeah. So 1 minute you're happy, the other minute.
Yeah, it's a mood swing. It's a mood swing disease. Illness, let me call it that. It's an illness where you switch moods.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can switch in a day. Sometimes you can switch in a season.
Yeah.
It depends on what bipolar disorder type you have.
Yeah.
So my bipolar disorder makes me manic, which means I'm active, I'm talkative, etc.
Yeah.
And then it also makes me depressed.
Yeah.
So my depression doesn't come as often as my mania, but when my depression comes, it's really, really deep. It's deep to the point of no hope in life.
Hey.
So I prefer the mania, but both sides are not good. So when you've seen a psychiatrist like I did, and you discovered it early, and when I had support from my family and friends, I've been able to take care of to deal with my bipolar disorder and my mental illness since I was around 22 to now as I'm 50.
So your husband alisema, maze?
Alinotice kuna kitu lakini because nimekuambia ni msomi, alishikanisha. So I went to see a psychiatrist. Psychiatrist confirmed on a bipolar disorder. And from that time, I have been on treatment. So unaona ni treatment almost 30 years.
What?
Yes. And within that 30 years, ndio nimekuwa hizi vitu zote tumeongea. So unaona ukiwa na mental illness, you can live a normal life. Kwa sababu apart from seeing me in my illnesses, which is a few people around me, the rest of the country thinks that I am a politician, go-getter nini. The same way people judge you, judge him, we see him in this show, he does what. So mental illness only magnifies itself na inaonekana when you're not taking care of it. Ndio unasikia watu mtu akisema huyu amechizi, siku hizi yangeangi, because you're not taking care of it. And the discussion ya mental illness in this country ijashika. Crisis ilikuja because of COVID. Until the president himself had to say that depression is real now that we are in COVID. But depression has been real for very many people.
Yes.
And what I tell people, care about what the person next to you is feeling. Whether it's your family, whether it's your colleague, anybody. Care a bit about what people are feeling, because the rise of mental illness in the country has grown because of COVID. It has opened our eyes to mental illness, but it has always been there. All these stories you're seeing, Churchill's domestic squabbles, watu wanawana, police, unaonanga vile wanafanya, suicide, ambao it has been the highest ever in the country. Hizo vitu zote ni mental illness, lakini you can see a psychiatrist, you can see a psychologist, and you can be given medication. Like I've been on medication now for 30 years. Nimezoea hata kunywa hiyo dawa vile mtu anakunywa ya diabetes ama ya hypertension. Mimi nakunywa ya bipolar na naendelea poa.
That's nice. Na wale hawezi afford. Wewe kuna mtu wako pale Kuisero
na ni kweli
ashindwa sasa, madaktari hata wako wapi? Do you have those?
The reason why tumeanza hii conversation. So nianze na kusema serikali yenyewe sasa ndio tumeanza hiyo serious deep discussion. President set up a mental health task force chaired by Frank Jenga. And just like maybe 6 months ago or more is when the report was released. What do we need to do? Because even as a country, even as a government, we had not had a real life discussion. One of our biggest challenges is the cost of dealing with mental illness. First of all, kuna psychiatrist. Hata challenge ya kumpata. Wacha hata kumuona. To get a psychiatrist that we can say in every part of this country, there's a psychiatrist. That has been a struggle. But now I can tell you in all level 5 hospitals, the ministry has put in at least a psychiatrist and a psychologist. 2 is the cost of medicine. Psychotherapy, I don't know what we call them, these drugs, they are extremely expensive. And many people can't afford them. So again, that's a conversation that's being had. NHIF must be able to cover mental illness. You'll find some insurances or even don't cover. This is the kind of conversation I'm telling you we are having. NHIF didn't necessarily cover. Now, because of the task force report, it must cover. So I don't want to tell people, oh, you can find this medicine, you cannot. I want to be honest, it's still a challenge. And I want to also be honest that when we don't have medication, there are other ways we can still manage mental illness. And that's why I'm talking. The reason I've decided to speak out is because I know through counselings, through talking to people, through people looking at being caring about how you're feeling. We may not be able to treat it, we may not be able to give you the best, but we must begin by having this conversation and accepting that we have a problem with mental illness and how people deal with it.
Kuna point ulifeel nika umena lose anything, especially kwa your constituents? Nililose because process yangu ya depression. It was during my time as a women rep. Na nilidisappear for almost a year plus. Disappear from the face of Nairobi. Totally, kama unaweza kumbuka hata watu walikuwa wanauliza nimeenda wapi. In fact, kurudi kufanya campaign ilikuwa difficult because watu walisema sasa unarudi kwa sababu elections zimekuja, lakini singe explain kwa watu I have been unwell. I've been in hospitalized for I don't know how many months. Being in my house, unable to come out for I don't know how long. All that took time away from my job. Number 1. But number 2, also to my family. It affect family yangu sana. Because when you have somebody with mental illness, the family just becomes part of. They share the problem. So it also took me away from my family. It broke a lot of my relationships. It cost me, by the way, my political visibility. But it also took a toll on my health. And so I had to choose your well-being, ama choose siasa. You choose your family, ama choose siasa. Mainly choose my family and my well-being. Ndio. And around that time ni wakati ile incidents ya Kidero ilifanyika.
Yote it is can I say it was a year plus. Na nimekuwa women rep for maybe just a year and something. So ilikuwa hiyo period.
So that was part of it.
It was part of it, yes. It was a big, let me tell you what, mental illness, even if you're taking care of it, unaweza pata trigger. Kitu inaweza kutrigger, and it can be incidences, it can even be death of a loved one. Trigger iko. Sometimes even the weather, unaona hii baridi, kuna watu already when you have mental illness, who during cold season go into depression. So the best thing about mental health, kujua ni trigger yako. Now ukijua my trigger is this, you try as much as possible to keep away from the trigger. So I was triggered by many things. And at that time, I had not learned how to deal with my triggers. Right now, because I see a psychotherapist as well, apart from a psychiatrist, nimejua ku deal na trigger. Kama we ni trigger kwangu, I will keep away from him. Kama fear is trigger, I keep away from fear. Guilt is trigger, I learn to deal with my guilt. So yeah, those were part of the things that triggered me.
But like that one really triggered you?
It really did, of course, it did. Because you see, it was public, and unajua kitu public, if you are not ready to deal with the consequences, cyberbullying, being embarrassed everywhere, people even laughing at you, people shaming you. Hey, already even for somebody who doesn't have mental illness, see, that's a very difficult thing to go through.
You need pressure.
You need the pressure hata kama you are not going through mental illness. So imagine combining it with mental illness. It is the most deepest depression I've ever gone through.
How did you manage to get it? But then mlimalizaje na Kidero?
Tulimaliza vizuri na Kidero. But I mean, Kidero sasa ako na life yake, mimi niko na life yangu. Tulifunga hiyo chapter.
Mkasameana.
Kabisa tulifunga hiyo chapter na Kidero kabisa.
And you are at peace?
No, at peace. At peace totally. At him is at peace. Na hiyo story ilikuwa learning for me and learning for him, but now we are very good friends. To me, it's just an incident that happened in my life, and I've moved on with it. I don't carry grudges. I don't think he also carries any grudges.
Na saa hiyo uko na pressure kaa kitu ingine. And then from the cyberbullying.
Cyberbullying, niliuza magazeti pia. Kuna magazeti niliuza hata they need to pay me. Headline for at least 3 weeks nilikuwa headline. Na cyberbullying, as you see, you are never
magazeti daily unamka.
Niliuza magazeti.
How's that, finding yourself kwa headline every morning?
I'm telling you, if you don't have a strong support structure around you, you take a lapse. If I didn't have a strong support structure, I keep repeating it. It is all over me. There is no point at which I turn around and I don't have somebody near me who understands what I'm going through. It is a bit of a task.
You watch
news? It was heavy. I was leading news. I was leading headlines. I was leading social media. I'm like,
TV.
What? I'm like, when will this thing end? And it seemed like it was never ending. So anyway, coming out of it was not easy. That's what I'm saying. And I repeat, having a strong support system, starting from your family to everybody else in your life, and then maybe coming to talk about it.
And thank you so much. I mean, that's why most people requested you come and talk about it.
Because talking about stuff helps you a lot. It even grows you. Even beyond my mental illness, I have learned that speaking about things that make a difference to people. First of all, it frees you, but it makes you feel, oh, I've left an impact somewhere. And for life, I don't think there's anything else you want but to leave impact. I mean, if your life is just here, you're just going day in, day out. At the end of the day, do you ever sit and say, what did I do today that was important? What did I do that changed somebody's life? Or what did I do that even just made somebody smile? If in the evening you don't have that kind of conversation with yourself, then you're just living. You're just living day to day, but you're not doing anything impactful.
I like what you're talking to me on our way up here. You're learning to live even beyond your current position.
Beyond politics is a conversation all politicians must have. If you don't have a beyond politics conversation, you will be in shock. You will get culture shock of the highest order. And that's what my father taught me. That even as you go into politics, do as well as you can do, which I think I've done quite well, actually. I'm quite proud of myself where I've reached politically. Because there was a time I didn't think I would even reach here. But then I must have start having the conversation.
How is this life? How is this life?
This life of politicians?
Now, kama sasa your waziri and the trappings.
It is trappings of power. Exactly what you said. You walk around with a lot of power. People see you, they see power. Of course, you have let me say, what can I say? A cushioned life. Because you have a salary, you have insurance, you have cars that are paid for by Serikali, you have big offices.
Business class.
Everything is business class, first class. I mean, really, your cars are fueled. I mean, it's a life that if you get used to it and it becomes cushy and you get used to it, when things change, I think it can devastate you if you're not ready. And hence my reason for starting to prepare to be ready.
Have you seen it happen to your colleagues?
Oh yes. I mean, you just need to look around and look at people who are former MPs, former ministers, and today you look at their life, it's like they're struggling. So what I say, the ones who were there before, I understand their struggle because Parliament changed the way they pay, the kind of perks they have. some time.
Yes.
So there are those who started before where those parks were not there. But if you have been in Bunge, when the parks of mortgage are there, car grant, a good salary, because I think parliamentarians are the best paid almost in the world, obviously, it's giving you an opportunity to plan your future.
Yeah.
So if you don't do that, you can only blame yourself.
Yeah.
So right now, anybody who has been in parliament since that process, you will see that even if they leave parliament, they don't leave parliament destitute, literally.
Yeah.
And the same thing has been in government, because now I've been in parliament, I'm in government, same thing. I mean, do your work, do your best, and I really believe in performing.
Yes.
I really believe in performance.
Yeah.
But once you are done, don't be tied to, if the next government I am not made like us, I'm finished. No. no, it can't be you're finished.
Yeah.
It can be that you must be doing something else.
Yeah.
Start preparing yourself to do something different.
Yeah.
You see, like now I'm talking about mental health.
Yeah.
I really feel like I want to also go to life coaching.
Yeah.
Like a team building.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like that's my next step. And I think I can do it.
Yes, you
and
can.
I think I can sit across like you are doing now and speak to people.
Yeah.
But especially I feel like I want to change the dynamic around how people deal with power and keep relationships at the same time.
That's a beautiful journey.
That's the journey I want to go to.
How is it at the ministry?
I'm in my dream job, as I say.
Yeah.
I'm in my dream job. What I have fought for all the time, things, everybody knows I'm a feminist, woman fighter, everybody knows you're Chebesh, you better not be a man who is doing something wrong, or you better be a woman who knows what she wants. And that's where the president took me, right into the heart of it.
Yeah.
So today where I sit, I make decisions about women leadership and how we can support them. I make decisions and I espouse the policy of our government on what economic empowerment of women, even mental illness, health for women, fighting GBV, fighting FGM. I mean, every single day, I look forward to my job because it's my dream job.
It's your dream job.
Yeah.
Are you on social media?
I am on social media, Chebesh Speaks, which is my show on mental health, and that's what I'm concentrating on. If you mean am I on social media on other things, I don't think I cannot be, because I don't know, but my own deliberate...
they want to follow you.
Yeah,
that's
Chebesh Speaks on YouTube.
On YouTube?
Yes.
And on Facebook?
On Facebook is Rachel Chebesh, Mama Nai Jenga Nai.
Na Twitter?
Rachel Chebesh. Yeah.
Unaamkaga hivi unapata vita za zingine pale imewaka moto.
You know, I thank God. Let me tell you, I know how to keep triggers away from my life. If I see something in me, I say, you see, so me, because it will trigger me also. But I wish people could learn to.
Ukiona thread imeanza.
Wachana nayo.
You don't read it.
No, don't. I mean, I think sometimes you have to make that decision if you are as regular on social media and people have stories about you. You have to decide, I'm posting this because I want to post it. I think it's important. But if you spend the whole now watching what was saying, there is no way, first of all, it can be totally positive. It could be positive, but it's not automatic that everybody will agree with what you do. So if it affects you, keep away. But if you know what you are doing it for, and you want to actually see the reaction of people, then do it without fear, and don't let it affect you psychologically.
What don't people know about Rachel Chebesh?
That I'm extremely funny. I'm hilarious. I'm really hilarious.
You are joining Churchill Show.
I think
when
so.
We come back.
I will. I'm really funny, and people don't think so. People see me like a serious person. Say, you know Chebesh? Oh, she talks. Imagine, just give me a few minutes with you. And I like having a ball. I think people don't think that I can be social and funny and laughing. Because I think I portray a very serious. I don't know why, but I think I portray a very serious look. So what people probably don't know that is that
I'm a fun person.
Yeah, and maybe another thing people don't know about me is that I'm a grandmother and happy to be.
Grandmother. Grandmother. Mtu yeye anaitwaje? Tweety, the 8-year-old.
The 8-year-old.
You are darling.
Oi, my toy. I don't know what to call it. Most spoiled child in the world.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Something you want to say to your husband?
Oh, my husband, I love you, I love you, I love you, best man in the world. By the way, I really wish you could meet my husband. I really wish one day my husband would agree to be interviewed. Because he's also quite sarcastic and funny. He gets it, but he's a good man.
He's also another comedian.
Yeah, he's another comedian.
And to the women out there?
To the women, by the way, keep the fight on. To Jafika, keep the fight on. And to the rest of the Kenyans, it is okay not to be okay. Check on each other's mental health. It's okay not to be okay.
And Chebesh is the funniest
person
to hang around. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate.
I also appreciate. Thank you.
Thank you so much for opening up to have conversation on mental health.
Yeah.
I hope it has touched and
thank you for giving me the
made
platform.
a lot of difference.
Thank you.
Sasa tukunywe kahawa.
Sawa. Kamepoa.
Umesema ingekuwa kuna kamera tungeweka vijiko ngapi? 4. Lakini juu tuko kwa TV.
Yeah.
So, bye. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The story of Rachel Chebesh right here on Churchill Show. See you next week.